It's 6 p.m. I hope everybody is having fun. I hope everybody's ready for a fun night. Let's get our sponsors a little love, and then we will get around to cast and crew. Tabletop Loot. If you head on over to tabletoploot.com, you can get such quality dice as these. Maybe even a shirt like this. And if you use the coupon code WebDM15, you will get 15% off of said items. So, you know, just use that from now into perpetuity, and you're welcome. So, here on Starward Bound, last episode was a side adventure. The events happening on the other side of Rontamé, above Rontamé City. But this party, these people, they were trying to defend the head of Rontamé. And let's get around to that cast and crew. We're going to start with everyone's favorite dwarf cleric, Hildegarde, played tonight by Grant Ellis. Grant, how are you doing, sir?
You know, Jonathan Pruitt, ain't nothing to it. I am the showstopper coming here for an encore appearance on Starward Bound. I'm looking lean and mean, and I'm going to be taking this dwarven cleric, and I'm going to put you down for the count. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
And that's why we let him go first, ladies and gentlemen. Now everyone else has to follow in the footsteps, which we are going to do that with Kiana. Kiana, how are you doing this evening?
How the fuck am I supposed to follow that? I don't even know, guys. Hey, I'm Kiana. I apologize because I'm really tired or out of it today because I am in the middle of midterm hell. As in, there are 3 essays looming over my head right now. But you know what? I'm here escaping all of that to go out into space with the best crew ever as I play E44, everyone's favorite murder robot. Wow, where's our heart today? Clearly. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just hoping to punch as many Nyogi faces in as possible. Let's see if that works out.
We will certainly see here pretty soon. But first, moving on over to my good friend, Trey Murphy. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Yo, what is up? It's that time, man. I've been thinking about this for a minute. I've got like Nyogi on the brain. I went out of town to visit some family during the time that we was gone. And in my father's basement, there's just tons of weird critters and bugs and stuff. And I went on a spider smashing exhibition just so I can prepare for the Nyogi. So I'm amped up and ready to go. This is your boy, Trey. I'm playing Daku, the half-elf king that likes to smoke a little bit, paint a little bit, and kill a lot of it.
Alrighty. And last, but certainly most least, as far as in stature for character, Greg, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, my friend. I'm doing well. And as mentioned before by both Grant, Kiana, and Trey, we are back after a 2-week hiatus. We are here to journey among the stars to save Rontamé, the giant manta ray, who is under attack from ne'er-do-wells. And we're here. We're kicking down doors. We're pointing fingers at spider people, and we're telling them, no more. No more. And we're probably going to smoke some dope, too. Let's get to it.
Yes. So, you want to go ahead and take the ship's log for the week?
I absolutely can. I certainly should be doing that since it's my turn. And so the last time that we saw Elry, ladies and gentlemen, and my non-binary friends, as we creep in with a close camera angle, as Elry is beside the door that Daku has just kicked open, as it has been kicked open, and Elry has his pistol and rapier ready, Elry turns and looks at you as everything freezes. This is exciting, right? Yeah. All you watching on Twitch and in the future on YouTube, exciting, right? What? You didn't think D&D characters could break the fourth wall? Of course we can. For Christ's sakes, Bob Salvatore's actually Drist. True story. But I digress. If copyright-protected anti-superheroes that wear form-fitting red costumes that have the same dick vein bulge as Ryan Reynolds can break the fourth wall, then by gum and by golly, D&D characters can break that fourth wall too, and I'm here to tell you I'm a D&D character and I'm breaking it. See, just the other day I was telling my large metallic friend, you know, the one that tries to keep me on the right path and act as my conscience. No, not Colossus, E404. I was just telling them that they are totally allowed to Ferris Bueller this shit. Right? Dungeon Master Jonathan Pruitt?
Yeah, you can do that, Elric, sure.
See?
It's not the craziest thing you've asked.
Right. See, anyway, I wanted to give you all a recap since we haven't streamed in 2 weeks. We arrived back in the big, bad Rontame Manta Ray fight that was going on with a fuck ton of bad guys. We rushed in to help because if we've learned anything from this adventure is that vicious fighting and murder usually solves the vast majority of our problems. We battled our way onto one of those Spider-Man boats, and we quickly killed a couple of those incredible Umber Hulks, and I'm pretty sure Peter Parker died. Fuck you, PlayStation, and you're welcome, Miles. Anyway, the old curmudgeonly ass kicker that rolls with me, no, not Cable, Hilda, led us into the stink spider shit track of the boat. And the last thing we saw was that the only guy that could take me in a straight fight, my idol, my buddy, no, not Wolverine, DeCool. He was kicking in this door and yelling at that big spider with the Betty White voice. Also, we were told to bring our A game tonight, whatever the fuck that means. But instead of bringing my A game, I brought an ace up my sleeve. You see, you never need to worry about streaming D&D and dying if you give yourself producer armor. So much better than plot armor, and it doesn't ride all up in your crap crack. So before today's session, I took an oil bath with wise Papa Grant. Isn't that right, producer Grant Ellis?
You know it.
Anywho, I'd better start the show before everyone realizes dice camera action is on. And so he goes back and raises his pistol and his saber. End. Elry's log. Supplemental.
I'm honestly, I'm taken aback in the most beautiful way possible. Fuck, that was great. Anyway, so the dust settles as DeCool stands atop the door that he just flying sidekicked in, and Axum Toll atop his helm's plinth slowly spins around, neck craning, looking right at you, DeCool, as you're just about 10 feet inside the door. You have finally come to me, DeCool. Such wonders we will see together. Oh, DeCool. To touch your mind is one thing, but I will take your flesh. And as he is saying this, you'll hear a repetitive thump, 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 thump. It's these heavy footsteps on metal coming from the front of the ship behind him, as you notice that there are staircases probably running down into the lower decks around the front where he helms the ship. And the head of an Umber Hulk begins to crest past the break, and it gets taller and taller until finally its full size is revealed. About 12 feet tall. This Umber Hulk is not quite twice as tall as the others you have fought, but it is a bulky beast. And atop its head, you see the same insignia inscribed, tattooed, branded, whatever it was, of the square with the red sphere inside of it, the same that matches Axum Toll's pendant. And it is about that time, DeCool. You smell a rancid reek. And you look down and realize that the Umber Hulk is carrying something in each clawed hand. The bulbous, putrid mass. And you begin to make out the legs dangling from it. You realize you have heard stories of old Neogi masters the horrid way in which they reproduce by taking the eldest and laying their eggs atop its back. And it's then you see the pustules along the side of each of these bloated masses. And he just stands there clutching it at Axum Toll's side. Shall we begin? And we're going to go to the top of the initiative with Cull and the Dawn Rose. Maneuvers happening outside. Cull looking in, immediately just like roars. And Dakul, he like runs past you into the room. And runs up and makes it up to this... makes it up to the Umber Hulk. And that is the end of that turn. Initiative count 20 is the lair action, which the Umber Hulk tosses one of the Neogi Old Masters, and it lands Dakul off to your right. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity save, please.
Come on, baby. Started off right. 17.
Okay, you managed to hop out of the way as this old, bloated Neogi, eyes long dead, its limbs barely twitching as the last bit of its life is being eaten away from the inside. And it splats in a horrid squish as the back of this thing bursts, and out comes a swarm of Neogi hatchlings covered in gore and viscera. The smell is just atrocious, but it covers pretty much the entire right side of the back half of this Helm's room. And so now you've kind of hopped over a little to the left. And it is now Hilda and Elry's turn.
Age before beauty.
Wow, you got me there. So,
Well, Hilda's old as fuck, so, you know. It's...
no, the fourth wall was continuing to be broken there. As
Oh, sorry.
Grant took a shot directly at Greg.
Aw.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I was trying to...
Okay, what I want to do is... I'm assuming that with the goopy goop on the right-hand side, which is right in front of Elry, that's difficult terrain now?
Yeah, you could go in the door and go off to the left, yes. But pretty much the right half of the room, almost up to where the back of where Cole is, which is, you know, just in front of the plinth, about 30 feet in the room. That's all just like, it just exploded, and just all of its guts and gore just splatter everywhere. And like these newborn Neogi are just scrambling around in like a feeding frenzy as they're eating pieces of the old Neogi master, and some are starting to head towards Dakul. But yes.
Okay, so this was thrown by that cat that rolled in at the end, right?
Yep.
This was okay, and there are still more of these things attached to this, like
It's holding, it was holding one in each claw, and it threw one. Yeah.
Okay, Elry would like to roll into the room to the left. He is going to take a shot at the one in its hand, hopefully able to blow it up over the Hulk and the Neogi, because they're right beside each other, right? As explained?
Yeah, the Neogi's on the plinth piloting the ship. The Hulk is standing, like I said, just to his left, so you're right as you're looking at him.
Gotcha.
Right of the floor's there, yeah. So you could pop that easy. Well, I mean, assuming you make the attack, yeah.
I don't think I did, because if I remember, are they 18 to hit?
Well, you're shooting the Neogi, or are you shooting the beast itself?
I'm shooting the pustule pack that's in its hand.
Okay, no, that AC is different than him. I mean, yes, the Umber Hulk's armor class is 18, but you're shooting the thing in his hand.
Okay, then I hit with a 17?
Yep, 17 does hit, yes.
Okay, and I don't think I get the old sneak attack, but I do get 7 points of damage.
Well, I mean, no, I would consider, the thing is, you're shooting technically an incapacitated foe, so I would say you could roll with advantage. Sorry.
I can roll with advantage? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hit with more, and that means that I can use my sneak attack then, correct?
Yeah. I will definitely allow it.
15 plus the 7, 22.
22. Okay. You take aim, put a bolt right through it. It explodes in the Umber Hulk's hand and just splatters all over the plinth. It probably went down the stairs. It's all around the Umber Hulk's feet as these Neogi burst forth and begin like piranhas on the land. It's this nasty sounding, just wet chewing of this swarm as it begins tearing this thing apart and everything around it.
I would like to bonus action hide, if I may.
Okay. Yeah, there are. What's your move?
25.
Okay, yeah. Along each wall, there's a couple of panels for running various parts of the ship. You can't make out the language, buttons, dials, crystal displays, but you could move up like kind of around the edge of one.
Okay. And I rolled it. Yep. Elry will take a shot, continue his run, and cartwheel into the shadows with a 23 stealth.
Okay. You manage to stealth away, and at the end of your action, you see Axum Toll look at Cull, and he just kind of puts his one clawed hand out and feel like a sickening energy kind of warp in the room as there's this, and just you see Cull fly backwards about 10 feet, and he's now actually just inside the swarm. And it is now Hilda's turn.
So how many, roughly, how many adversaries are within about 40 feet of me, more or less, if we...
You're still outside the door. It's about, from inside the door, it's about 30 feet to the plinth where the Neogi sits atop. And so you could, the Neogi and Umber Hulk are within, within 40 feet of you, just the swarm to your right. Sorry. Should answer the question you asked.
Okay. Yeah, so just the swarm to the right?
Yes, just inside the door to the right.
Okay. If I run into the room, how far do I have to go before I'm close to the Umber Hulk, the swarm, and the Neogi? I'd say, yeah.
I would say, yeah. I mean, you could move in. You could move in your full move, like 25 feet, and then you could do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna charge in. So sorry, Emma. This could be the end of Hilda. And then I'm going to cast Blindness at 4th level on the Neogi, the Umber Hulk, and does the swarm count as one target? Just bam, 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 so I can hit 3 targets.
No, I'll just say it wouldn't work on the...
Okay. That's cool. So what I'll do is I'll cast it at 3rd level then, so I don't have to cast at a higher level slot, and just target the Neogi and the Umber Hulk with blindness so that they are blind and cannot see us to target us with spells that require sight.
Gotcha. Okay.
DC is 16.
Okay. The Neogi passes, but the Umber Hulk fails. As you see immediately, it kind of starts looking around, its head shifting slightly, where it was just kind of standing there, stoically. But yes, you do see that works.
Okay. And how close is the Neogi to me if I moved in my full move? The
Neogi is still 25.
Yeah, it won't matter.
It's like 10 feet away.
Okay. Oh, if it's 10 feet away, then it's Spirit Guardian's range. They have a range of 15 feet on that, so he'll need to make Wisdom save, DC 16.
DC 16. Okay, he did get that.
All right, so he will take half of... Jeez, come on, Hilda. Half of 5, so 2 points of radiant damage.
Okay,
that is my turn.
that is your turn. And as the little grave diggers of Ledbetter and Lorne and Hamilton are all start nipping at the edges of his feet, he just kind of shrieks and looks at Hilda, and you see his hand just kind of wave at Hilda, and he sends a flurry of sickening air warping energy.
How dare he?
So, two bolts of his Eldritch Blast hit Hilda.
Oh no, I forgot these guys are warlocks. He's gonna cast Hunger of Hadar on me. Goodbye, world. Goodbye.
And he doesn't push you away. He pulls Hilda 20 feet, and you end up flying past him, and yeah, you make it to the stairs, and you're kind of a few steps down the stairs, but you are well inside the swarm of Nyogi that are now just all about Hilda.
Cleanse me, my Nyogi hatchlings.
And you also take... We'll take care of that. E44, what are you doing while I'm coming up with the damage? Sorry.
Oh,
Those open.
that's okay. I'm still in the hallway, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so everything in the hallway's been dealt with. It's just this now clusterfuck in the room happening.
Yeah, there's nothing out on the deck where you are.
Okay. How far away is the...
30 feet from the door.
Okay, cool.
Grant, you took 28.
Oh god.
One was a
Goodbye.
Okay, I'm gonna head on over there. I can't remember if I'm raging or not.
I believe you were still raging.
Yeah, I was like, what you think? Okay, I'm gonna get up to there, and as soon as I get to, can I step in the room at all? I have 40 feet of movement.
No, you could make it up to either the Nyogi or the Umber Hulk, whichever one you wanted to, with 40 feet. They're only 30 feet inside the door.
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
I am going to head in. I am going to go towards the Nyogi.
Okay.
I'm going to activate fire damage. So that's going to 3 points of fire damage to whatever's within 10 feet of me. I'm going to try to hit this goddamn Nyogi.
Okay. Actually, that would 10 feet would still hit the Umber Hulk.
Nice.
So 3 points of fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Okay, first one doesn't hit. The second one, though, is a 19.
19 hits.
Okay. With the 12 points of damage.
Okay, 12 points of damage. Yeah, you land a firm blow and it and you feel a warp of energy as he like collapses and disappears and pops up in the corner of the room near the door, well inside the swarm of Nyogi hatchlings. And you also feel at that point the ship, like the momentum of the ship, pause and start to slow down because he's no longer on the helm. So that's E404. Next is Dakul. and he's as it's your turn to cool. He's just standing there like with these hatchlings like running to and fro in and out of his legs. Maybe casually reaches down and pets one as it's chewing on a piece of the old master.
How far away is he from me? Because you said he's right by the door, right? So I'm assuming he's real close to me now.
Yeah, he's not that far away from you because you're just outside of the swarm. So he's only about 15, actually about 20 feet away because he's kind of in the corner.
Oh, he's 20 feet away. Okay. Dakul, he's so just still enraged from kicking the door in, but he's also a little battle tested. So he's gonna play it a little bit smart and pull out his longbow and aim directly for this king bastard old ass Nyogi, aiming straight for his head. And I'm going to and I'm also going to add a Kinsey shot to that if it lands.
Okay. So get that extra D4. And go ahead and roll
17
that advantage. Go ahead and
roll one more time.
Go ahead and roll that at disadvantage as he kind of like raises his hand up and you feel some energy, like you feel it like messing with your bow.
Okay. The first one 17, this next one, it's a 15. So 15.
15? Yeah, that just misses.
Right. Okay. For I got a second attack. I'm gonna try one more time.
Go for it.
Get 2. It's a 23 and a 17. So it's a 17 hit.
Oh no, it was just the first attack. Was at disadvantage.
Oh, just the first attack. Okay.
Yeah. Only your first attack was at disadvantage. You make this one at normal.
Oh, then that's a 23 then.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
All right, cool. And with the Kinsey shot. Hold on. It's 13. 13 damage. All right, and there's no other creatures around me, right?
Nope.
It's all from distance. Okay, I just want to make sure.
And that's it?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay at range. I'm gonna stay off at range.
Okay. So you see Axum Toll weaving his fingers and looking at you, Dakul. And I'm going to need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please. You're muted.
Man, I was excited. 24.
24? Okay. You start to feel like nauseous and almost like you're about to just absolutely lose it. I mean, looking around at this scene of just of these hatchlings like feasting on the flesh of the old dead Nyogi and, everything else that you've seen up till now almost had a rise in your gourd and you're like, no. Those of you over by the Umber Hulk. So that's going to be E404. The Umber Hulk moves to attack you. That's going to be a miss.
Does he know he's moving over there? No.
He does.
I hate these guys.
He's not looking directly at E404, but you do get the sense that he can sense the
he knows we're there.
Area where they are. Umber Hulks have tremor sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so he misses with both claws because I rolled that they know where they are, but it's still attacking at disadvantage. It's just like y'all looking away from it. But with his mandibles, he reaches down with these giant curved hooked mandibles and snap in on you. You're gonna take 18. And also he is going to hang on to you and try to grapple you. So if I could get an opposed athletics check.
21.
21. I got a 24.
God damn it.
And so you are now grappled. As this thing just like, and it picks you, even like picks you up. It strains a bit, but it picks you up as it just kind of grabs you right underneath your arms. And so you, technically you are like looking face to face with it. You have the option to close your eyes or look away, but just so you know. That's the end of his turn. So it is Cole and the Dawn Rose. Cole, even though he got blasted back into the... actually, he's going to... Hang on. As the Neogi hatchlings are nipping at his heels, he runs towards the Umber Hulk, because it's the thing that's right in front of him. Screaming and frothing in rage. And... He lands a couple of hits on its side, but it is still gripping you. Initiative count 20. So going to have the swarm that you're standing in eat. These hatchlings come up and start biting at your feet and nipping at your ankles, and so. Yeah, you're going to take like 8 damage. But you're immune to poison damage, right?
Let me check. I'm resistant.
Oh, you're resistant? Okay. Okay. So yeah, you take 8 regular damage and 10 poison.
Okay.
And I need a con save also.
All right, I get advantage on those.
Mm-hmm.
And that is nat 20.
You're fine. But yeah, these things are just like leaping up and like biting and scratching at your feet as the Umber Hulk has kind of picked you up off the ground. And so that's that. We're back around to Hilda and Elry.
Okay. The Neogi, would you say that this is dimly lit area, Pruitt?
In the Helms room, there are patches of dimmer light, and I would say you're at one of them. The front of the Helms room is all lit up by, equipment and control boards and panels and stuff like that. The back half is darker. There's not really much back there.
And that's where the Neogi is now, back in the back right with the...
Yeah.
Okay. Elry is going to call forth his Darksaber as he puts the rapier away, and a lightsaber made of black energy appears from his hand. And he is going to
counterspell that. As Axum Toll looks over, and he just waves his hand, and your lightsaber like fizzles as it's coming out.
How dare he?
Okay, you said I was behind a control panel. What? How many? Is that full cover, 3/4 cover?
Well, I mean, since he's back behind here, like he's looking right at
Oh,
you.
I know he can counterspell. I'm meaning for like further attacks. Can I like hide myself behind? Am I still behind something?
Well, not from the angle, because he's over. Like you were hiding over here from there, and now he moved over here, so he's looking behind the control panel. Like if you like maybe like swung around on the other side and got underneath it, but you'd have to kind of get down on the ground to do that, to get actually underneath the panel itself.
Okay, so he's going to look at the creature and say, "Yeah, I'll see you soon, motherfucker." And he's going to cast True Strike on him and then go around the other side and hide.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that hide check.
17.
Okay. You go and you hide under the panel as best you can. And after that, you see Axum Toll wave his hand looking over at E404 and Cull, and he sends out a wave of energy. And only one of them hits, but it manages to pull Cull back away from the Umber Hulk and into the swarm that Axum is in, actually. And he and kind of turns around and looks and screams in anger. And it is Hilda's turn.
Okay. So I put a note in chat. She does have an ability I didn't know, Sentinel at Death's Door, which would have been able to negate the crit, because you can use it on yourself. Neither here nor there. I'm willing to roll with the punches, and this is how we learn. Man, she needs some cooler moves. She's got great moves. I'm just hurting. So I'm going to do, as a bonus action, a mass healing word. And all of the allies will receive 15 points of healing. And that is at, I believe, let me just double check, 3rd level? Actually, that might be at 4th level. Let me just double check, make sure it has it written here. Yeah. That's actually, no, I did the math wrong. That's minus 4 to that, so it's 11 points of healing.
Thanks, Mr. Pokey.
Thank you for the bits. Deep voice Gruffy Emma is interesting. I am not the woman Jim Davis married. And then, I think I'm going to, so I'm still surrounded by a swarm.
Yes.
I would like to, I'm going to, I'm going to Sacred Flame the swarm, so Dex save DC 16. As I can do a cantrip.
Okay, how much damage?
So the damage will be pretty good. She's a lot stronger than Gildan is at the same level when it comes to the spells. 13 points of damage.
All right. Yeah, you see a patch of the little fuckers like burn up, and they're still like, crawling over each other, and even some of them are like fighting each other and eating each other. It's just like it's a mass of feeding frenzy if you're inside this thing, and it's also very putrid and hard to move around. Okay, so that's the end of Hilda's turn.
Indeed.
With that, Axum Toll like waves his hand and appears back on the plinth. And you feel the ship start to thrum to life again. Now it is E404's turn.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get out of this grapple, hopefully.
Okay.
I would like to close my eyes so I'm not seeing the Umber Hulk.
Sure thing.
But let me try to get out with a nat 20. I'm fucking out of there.
You do, in fact, get out. You manage to wrench yourself free of this thing as the mandibles kind of scrape against your torso, leaving deep gouges in the metal. And you have broken free of the grasp.
All right. I would, still not looking at it, would like to try to attack it recklessly. So I'm going to negate the disadvantage.
Okay. I'll give you one attack, because technically breaking free of the grapple is your action.
Fair.
But I'll give you one attack.
Okay. 17?
17 to hit the Umber Hulk?
Mm-hmm.
It does not hit. You glance off of its immense chitinous plating. And is that the end of your turn?
Bonus action, fire.
Okay. So yeah, you burn off your fire, and you're standing like right in front of Axum Toll in this thing, and it singes him a bit, and Axum Toll just kind of hisses at you and pushes his hand at you, and you feel that sickening energy, and you get hit 3 times. One of them was a crit.
Great.
Sorry.
I'm going to use my reaction to turn it into a normal hit.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's how you do that.
I can do that 5 more times.
You take a total of 18 force damage, and you are
Okay.
pushed 30 feet away from Axum Toll, and you end up right at the doorway again. As he repels you away. It is Dakul's turn.
Yes. It's time to get
Join
to
the fray, Dakul. Are you afraid?
Oh, I am coming.
Are you afraid?
Oh, I am not afraid. I want to hear how interesting your voice sounds when I am shoving my sword down your throat. I'm going to close the distance and attack with my sword. And then I get a bonus attack with that if it lands, and I'm also want to add a stunning strike if it lands as well. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me! Oh, 1.
Okay.
Failed that.
Yeah, he is standing in the Nyogi swarm. So yeah, you get up there, and right as you take your last step, almost like a kicker that steps wrong on a kick, and you just kind of slip forward and you miss him, slicing into the metal of the plinth that he is on. And so that's your first attack.
Yeah, I get a bonus. Even though I missed, do I still get a bonus attack with that miss? Or do I just have to get a whole new attack?
No, you get 2 attacks as your action normally, and then you have a bonus attack that you can do.
Okay.
Hitting or missing doesn't matter.
Because I was asking, even though I missed, can I catch my balance and then like do a backhand?
Oh no, I'm not one of those like you rolled a 1, so you're completely fucked DMs. You just missed, and you kind of slipped a little bit. You know.
All right, totally fine. All right. Yeah. It's the battle nerves.
Now, if you roll another 1, yeah, then I'm sorry, you're dead. No.
At least I got the 1 out my system. All right, we're good on that. All right, come on. Trusty sword. What's that? 15 and sorry, I'm mathing. 15 and 8 that's 23. Yeah.
23?
Yeah, so that's 23.
Okay.
All right. And that was same thing. In case I didn't say it, I still want to do.
Well, no, I mean you hit. So do you want a stunning strike?
Yes, absolutely.
There you go. You don't have to declare beforehand.
Okay. Oh yeah, definitely with the stunning strike. And let me do the damage. Come on, dice, don't fail me now. 7. So 7 damage with that.
Okay.
And then, do we with the stunning strike? Does he have to roll against a dexterity save?
What number do I need to hit?
16.
I got a 19 on
16.
the die.
Damn. All right. And I still have that bonus action. I'll put my hands on him. Did I? Yeah, I rolled the damage for that one already. Alrighty. No, wait. Did I roll the damage for that last attack?
Yeah, you did. You did 7.
Okay. All right, and this is for the unarmed attack. 9 and 5 is 14.
Nope. Does not.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I had 3 more to that. That's 17. Is plus 8.
17 does hit.
Yes. Okay. All right. At least I can hit with that, and that's D6 plus 5. And that's 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And with that unarmed attack, I get +2 to my AC.
Yes, you do. Okay. That's the end of your turn. And with that, you being right there, Aximtol just reaches out and like tries to grab you. Yeah, I got a 23 to hit. Is that right?
Yeah, 23 will hit.
Yeah, he reaches out and just kind of grabs you right on the chin and pulls you forward. And he's like, such wonders we will see. We will find them, Dakul. That which you have failed to find, which you have failed to even search for. And you're going to take 12 necrotic damage. And you see some of the wounds that as E hit him, they kind of start to mend themselves just a little bit. Okay. The Umber Hulk turns on Cole. No other enemies around. And just unleashes. If you care, Grant, I did roll a crit against Cole.
I can only do a reaction once per round.
Oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to at least let you know.
Thank
that.
you. You've rolled a lot of crits tonight.
No, my dice are fucking
You got a
insane.
little vacation, little rest. Now you're murdering us. I got
What do you think I was doing that whole time with you and Lindy? I was taking your mojo. Keeping it for myself, storing it in my luck sacks.
Desiccated husk of a man.
Your luck sacks. Good night, everybody. It's been fun.
And you know he shakes them at you when he's angry. It's just like that.
Anyway, so yes, the Umber Hulk tears into Cole and begins slashing at him with claws and mandibles, and lands 3 solid blows, and does not manage to grapple Cole, though. It looks like Cole managed just to fight him off, but he has he took some real damage there, even in his rage. And it is now top of the initiative, and Cole responds. Y'all feel the ship shake a bit as it feels like it's receiving fire from the Dawn Rose. You hear the sound of ballista hitting true, boards breaking below deck, things like that. The ship is much slower, but it is lumbering, and it is making very narrow, small maneuvers as y'all continue to kind of do this dogfight dance at the head of Rantame. And it is now Hilda, or actually the cool. Yep. You are hit as you're standing in this Nyogi swarm, and some begin like latching onto your legs and climbing up your pants and tearing into your calves. You're going to take 6 regular damage and 10 poison. And I need you to make me a Constitution save.
Got you. Come on, baby. Give me something good. 13?
You're fine. You managed to fight off. You can feel their venomous bite trying to course through your veins, and you managed to use your monk constitution and training to fight it off. It is now Hilda and Elry's turn.
Okay. Okay, this is the time of the night.
Hit me with it, Greg.
Okay. So this Nyogi we felt
as soon as it returned to the dais, we felt, or the helm, we felt the ship come alive as it re-engaged and all that good stuff.
Yes.
Okay, well, I had cast True Strike on the Nyogi, so what Elry would like to do is the following. He would like to spin out of his position. He's going to take a pistol shot with advantage at the Nyogi.
Yeah.
First, before I do anything else, lest I forget. That's a natural 20. An 11. So with my natural 20, $42 points of damage. And I would like to ram my rapier, since I can't have my fucking shadow blade, into the nearest console.
Okay.
I get electrocuted.
He's just gonna jam it into the console, and in the hopes that, very much like it is whenever we plug into one of these ships and feel the pain whenever something happens to it, if a system is short-circuited here on the bridge, my good buddy the spider will feel it as well. But I am not hiding, as those are all of my actions.
Okay. Yeah, you stab the panel, and it flickers, and you see kind of arcs of magical energy as the panel like sparks and then kind of goes dead, and you kind of and he looks over at you and just kind of snarls. And so after you do that, he decides to reach out and try to grab Dakul once again with his hand.
Is this a legendary action?
Yes, it is.
I hate those.
What the fuck did you roll?
Nat 20!
And I showed you all my notes. So anyway, he reaches out, and Dakul, you feel the life force being sucked out of your body. This necrotic energy flows through you.
Oh, Mama told me to be big like this.
So that's 17 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And from the horrendous wound that Elry just gave it, some of it kind of knits itself back together a little bit. Anyway, it is Hilda's turn.
Casting Guiding Bolt at 4th level. Ha! Sorry. It's going to take 14d6 of radiant damage because I rolled a nat 20. Woo!
Fucking crits up in here tonight.
48 points of radiant damage.
48.
Yes.
All right.
And sorry, headphone users. I'm sorry. This is intense. Then well, I can't cast a spell. It's my bonus action. I guess I'm still surrounded by a little swarm, right?
Yes, you are. You're still in the swarm.
I'm gonna start talking trash to the swarm. That's right. That's right. You see that glowing sack of spider over there? You're gonna end up just like him, glowing. Then you're gonna die. That's Hilda's voice. That's all I got.
Oh, Hilda's a little hoarse today.
That cold ain't the weather. You're dying.
So at the end of that turn, though, you see this glowing radiance coming up off of Axum Toll's back, and he like screams in rage. And once again, you feel the warble of energy around him, and he disappears as in a sickening flash, and appears once again at the back of the room, inside the other swarm that has continued its feeding frenzy unabated. They've finished most of the body. They're working on the legs now, and each other. It is E404's turn.
All right. Okay. So stressful. I am going to aim my arm cannon at the goddamn Nyogi. Because fuck that guy.
You get advantage because he's glowing.
Yup. Alright, hold on. And I'm going to expend... Oh, I have... I am going to expend 4 charges. Why not? For a 21.
21 to hit?
Mm-hmm.
21 does hit.
Alright, cool. Hold on. Trying to remember how much damage it does. Super frazzled.
I believe it starts at 2d10 and then adding extra charges adds extra d10s.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's what it's about. All right. So start off with 5 points of damage and then additional. Math is hard. 17 on top of that.
5 and 17. What does that look like there when you shoot him? As he's in the back corner of the room, all by himself.
So E's head, without the body turning, just shifts its gaze over there.
Mm-hmm.
Tracking it's their target.
Mm-hmm.
Initiating blast protocols to remove the threat, as the left arm transformed blast cannon and just shoots out a giant ball of bluish white energy straight at this fucking Nyogi.
Mm-hmm. And your bolt slams into its body and crushes it, bursting forth. And where it had, you could tell that none of the swarm were touching it when it was standing in it. It was among its children. Now that it's wounded, that it's dying, they sense its fear and begin the feeding frenzy, and they leap into the crack in its bulbous abdomen that you created and start chewing on its viscera and blood as it spills forth. And it screams in anger, "Jakku, you will never find her. We have searched for centuries."
Gonna not die.
And he slumps to the ground dead. And as soon as he does die, you see what you didn't realize it was lit before. You just thought it was the color of the pendant around his neck, but it goes from a kind of bright red and deepens into a deep crimson as the light leaves his eyes. And the Umber Hulk himself, where it was just swinging methodically, screams in anger and clacks its mandibles and begins flailing about in rage as the fight with Kull reaches a fever pitch. And all of the Nyogi begin, the swarms that still remain, the two, begin just flitting about and going mad, like in a even further bloodlust. And you even hear a deeper rumbling from below decks, where you had heard when you were out on deck. There were still the sounds of whoever, you're not sure if it Nyogi or Umber Hulk down below, but there were people at work manning the ballista, and so again, there's a cacophony coming from below decks and a very pissed off Umber Hulk above deck. And E, That was just one shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Target has been eliminated. New target reconfiguring. Yeah. I'm gonna turn the arm cannon towards that really angry Umber Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna use one charge.
Okay.
On that. With a 18.
That hits. Right on the nose. Or the body or the shoulder. Wherever.
Whatever. That is 14.
Okay. 14 damage on it, and it does not look happy at all. But also the blast, like, it hits it and it leaves a mark, but it wasn't, wasn't the impact that you were hoping for. That is E404 Dakul. It is your turn, sir.
Yes. I am so distraught. It's more than just the revenge of killing this bastard. It is finding the truth about my mother. The first thing that Cool is going to do is going to run towards his body and to see if there's anything, any clues, He's not even concerned about the battle anymore. He just wants answers. So can I do a check?
Okay. As you run into the Nyogi swarm, only because you said the word run, I need a dexterity save.
Okay.
This is difficult terrain as there's just blood and viscera and all kinds of disgustingness.
16?
Yeah, you're fine. You kind of one foot slips at first. You're like, oh shit, and you manage to right yourself and get over there. So give me a investigation.
Okay. 21.
21. I mean, you look about his body. You do see on a very small lobed ear, a small like pearl earring clipped there. And other than that, the only thing you see about him, you see some etchings of some language. What languages do you speak?
Common, deep speech, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Gnomish. No Gnomish. Just common, deep speech, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Okay, you actually make out some of the letters of this. It looks like a very ancient form of deep speech. But again, it's like, even though you if you look at a calculus problem, they use like letters, but you don't know what that says, right? Like this is some kind of formulae etched about on his hide along his neck, especially around where the chain hung. He had a couple of bands of etchings written in and around his neck, and then other than that, there's the golden chain with the pendant on it.
All right. I'm taking that.
Okay.
Is me inspecting is my action, correct? That's my full-blown action.
You moved over, and that was your action, going through and looking at all that.
Okay.
And basically, like taking the thing off his neck, I'll just count that as unsheathing a weapon. You're pulling something out. You can do that, sure. So we are back as it's back to the Umber Hulk. Again, he lashes into Cull, scoring a hit with his mandibles and his claws. And tears a big chunk out of Cull, and he tries to grab him with his mandibles, and he succeeds in doing so as he slashes him across the belly, and then the mandibles stick in, one below the right arm and the other going in up above the left collarbone, and just pull. He doesn't man it. He pulls Cull to his feet, and Cull's like trying to pull his jaws apart, but they're clenched together now. And it is back around top of the initiative. You'll see from inside the cabin out the window, you see the Dawn Rose kind of bank in front of the ship, just kind of pass by. And the crew's like trying to look in as the ship has gone dead. It's just kind of floating slowly. and Cole tries to break free of the grapple, but is unsuccessful in doing so. He's also, because it is back to that, so he is still in the swarm. So the swarm going mad with froth and fervor. Anybody that is still standing in the swarm, Hilda, did you ever say you got out of the swarm on the stairs?
No, I taunted them.
Okay. So they 21 hit you?
Unless I have some silly reaction that lets me raise my armor class a little bit, but I don't think I do. So yeah, 21 hits.
Yeah, 21 hits. So yeah, you're gonna take 8 damage and a further 10 poison damage and a Constitution save, please.
Ooh. Let me double check. So, am I saving against? I have that dwarf. Okay, yeah. So I have that advantage because of my dwarven resilience.
Yes. I think you're resistant to poison damage too, also, or is that just halflings?
I don't know. I don't think I'm resistant to it. Looking at what she has here on the sheet. Okay. But yeah, let's give this my bestest. Oh, I have advantage. All right, I got a 16.
Okay, you're just fine.
Thank goodness. Well, words chosen carefully.
Cool. I got a 21 to hit you. As you're still standing inside the swarm.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Sorry, I like rolling tonight. So it's going to be 11 regular damage and 12 poison. And I need another saving throw. A con save. As these things are just like biting and scratching at your skin.
17, man, that's been.
You're fine. Again, it's just these things are small, but they're disgusting. Elry and Hilda, it is your turns.
Hold on for a second, man. That was 11 and 12 for that. So, what does it mean if I'm at 1 hit point? Should I tell you if I'm at 1?
I mean, you're.
Am I like unable to move and encumbered or something?
I mean, you've seen better days, but you're still conscious.
I'm still conscious. Okay. All right.
I'm writing that down. That's the best way to let your party know that you're at 1 hit point.
Questions of any player. I mean, hey, you just want to check in sometimes. So Elry and Hilda.
DeCool is still mid-swarm.
Mm-hmm.
Hilda is still mid-swarm. And is the Umberhawk is still up, correct?
Oh, he's been hit some, but it's not taken that much damage. Pretty much it's only been Cole like hitting him. He's hit him like once or twice.
Okay, and these are swarms we're dealing with, so single hits don't do too much, right?
I mean, they
should in swarm rules.
Shit.
Just hit them. Yeah.
I mean, you can splat them and hit them as much as you can.
Can these things, or do these things look like, you said that they're like little spiders running around, right?
Yeah, imagine a chest burster that's also a spider, like that size. Like they're
so they've got ups. They can jump and
yeah. I mean, they're all scrambling about over. I mean, like right now, since there's nothing else, what you see over there with DeCool, most of them are eating each other. Like there's a lot of the swarm that's just like they're fighting and eating, and some are eating on DeCool as he's trying to get out of there. Yeah.
Damn it, I can't. Okay. And the Umberhawk is still you're still tied up with the Umberhawk? E404?
I'm I'm actually a distance away from it because I use the.
I know you got pushed back 30. Did you move back in though? To
No,
okay.
I just shot it.
Damn it. I'm going to cast Tensor's Floating Disc.
Okay.
And for my bonus action and my move action, I am going to dash. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bonus action with my cunning action and movement. I am going to run to the edge of the swarm, like a good 5 feet away from the last of the face huggers.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to cast tensors into it, getting it as close to DeCool and Hilda or whoever I can get it into in that back area. Put tensors up.
Hilda and everybody else is near the front. DeCool's by himself at the back of the room.
I'm going with DeCool then. I'll go to DeCool and I'm going to cast the tensors in front. And I'm going to start to run using my movement back the way that I came, because as soon as I hit 20 feet, it's going to start to drag behind me.
Right.
And he's just going to yell, "Get on!"
Okay. So that's what Elry is doing. Hilda?
I get on. Right?
Well, he's back at the back of the room. You're at the front of the room upstairs.
Dang it! Yeah. He was doing that old ventriloquism, throwing his voice trick. So, I'd like to disengage from the swarm, use my full move to get as far away as possible, and then, as a bonus action, use Healing Word at 2nd level on DeCool. Okay.
Yeah, you can move out of the swarm you're on and out kind of off to the left from where Elry started, basically, on that side of the room. And there you go. Healing Word on DeCool.
Yeah, so DeCool, who is the coolest that I know, you are going to heal for what looks like... Wait. No. She didn't prepare Healing Word. She just prepared Mass Healing Word, which I can't do because it's too high a level. Sorry, DeCool. I'm a liar. Unless I use my disengage to run all the way over to you and lay my hands on you to heal you.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, unfortunately, you were down the stairs, and so you only have 25 feet of movement. You wouldn't be able to get to to him. I'm sorry.
Unless I dash. No, I'm sorry. I'm a liar.
My dumb ass said he got to.
You could get there.
It's one of those things where it's like I'm just like chewing on a piece of jerky as I slowly walk away, disengaging.
I would say no. If you just ran. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, the swarms are difficult terrain, so no, you couldn't get there even if you dashed.
No. So here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, there's not much I can do. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm just disengaging. No, it's just the Mass Healing Word. Sorry.
I'm blocked on the wooden plank, man.
But with my naked fist, since she has 0 weapons equipped on this character sheet, and I see none in her inventory, I could punch and punch with my naked hand. But I'm not doing that. I'm out of there with 1 point of damage. Goodbye.
All right. So you do that, and it is now E44.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a whole swarm situation still happening. An Umbra Hulk situation still happening?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how close is the swarm to me right now?
I mean, you're in it.
I'm in it. Okay.
Or you're like right at the edge of it. I'm sorry, no, because you had backed. Yeah, weren't fully up there again. So no, you're right at the edge of it.
All right. I'm gonna use fire. 3 points fire damage to the swarm if I'm at the edge of it. And I am.
Okay, and actually, that guy still is within 10 feet of you, so he's right at the edge of your
fire. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna take the 10 feet to close the distance and whack it with my hammer.
Okay. So you move into the swarm and move to whack him with your hammer.
Yeah, dirty 20.
Yep.
And second one will not hit. So that is 10 points of damage.
Okay. You whack him, but good. Flaking pieces of his chitinous hide off. Dakul, it is your turn as these things are nipping and biting at you. What do you do, sir?
Yeah, I still got the oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it. The crystal that does my 30 feet of teleportation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna scan the area and I'm gonna find an area that is the furthest from all enemies.
Okay, you can go to the left side of the back of the room. I mean, just kind of move across.
Yeah, so if I'm gonna use that. Does that count as a movement or an action? Because I still have a healing potion that I want to use. I got a potion of healing.
The use of that is a bonus action.
Shit. I just need to get out of danger then. Oh, actually.
Well, I mean, drinking.
I got an action and a movement, right? Yeah, so I could use the potion and then just use my movement to move the.
Yeah, you could just do that. I mean, if you wanted to be cool and like teleport, by all means. But
no. I'm gonna save the teleport. I still got one more up my sleeve.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna move into the area that's furthest from everybody with my 45 feet of movement, but I don't think it's 45 feet away, right? It's like 30 feet away.
I mean, no, you're only about 15 feet to the edge, and it would cost 30 feet of movement to move that because it's difficult terrain. It's like it's slippery and gross and bloody and and so yeah, you could move just outside of the swarm. Yes.
All right, I'm going to move outside of the swarm,
mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to use this potion of healing. It's 2d4 plus 2 hit points. Plus 2. Okay, 2d4 plus 2. All right, so that's 4. Thank you, God. 5, and then plus the 2. That's 7. I'll take it.
And that is your turn. This Umber Hulk is still lacing, pays E404's hit no mind whatsoever, and he's just tearing into Cull. I'm just going to bring this down here. There's an 18. And that's a 17 and a 20. So he just starts lacing into Cull. And all the while, Cull's blood slick running down the front of his face. He clicks and kind of, like, remember Jurassic Park when the one raptor called the other raptor? Like, he's like, and clicking his mandibles together. And you hear from below decks, like, rumbling. As he begins, he reaches into Cull's abdomen and rips out a chunk of flesh and drops it at his feet to the Neogi swarm below. And you see Cull go limp and fall to the ground in the swarm. And it is back to the top of the initiative, which would be Cull's turn. And it's at this moment, staring at this, the Dawn Rose banks in front, and you see your crew like shoot and hit the windshield a couple of times. Like they're not like shooting at the ship, but they're just like you hear the deflection of bolts on the windshield. And Dakul, you got out of the swarm. E, you're in the swarm, and
Pruitt.
I'm not lying. I will show you this one too. I will show you this one too.
I cancel it.
God.
You cancel it? Okay,
Yes.
as the swarm starts slashing into E404 and into Cull, they begin to just start eating his flesh as he's laying on the ground and biting into him. E404, you're going to take 10 regular,
Okay.
6, and 12 poison. And I need a poison, and I need a Constitution save.
Okay. His eyes go out.
Yeah?
Yep.
And E drops and slumps to the floor.
Elry would scream.
It is Hilda and Elry's turn.
Seeing that Dakul got out of the area and turning to run, he would be face to face with E404 going straight down. And as soon as E404 goes down, tears burst from Elry's eyes as he just runs as fast as he can into the swarm and tries to, with his frame, tries to grab E404 and put them onto the tensor's disc. I don't know what I have to roll to do this, but that's all Elry's going to try to do.
Okay. I mean, E was near the edge of the swarm, but give me a strength save. Or I'm sorry, it's either a strength check or athletics, whichever. I mean,
This. That is a 14 plus 2 is a 16 for Elry.
okay. Elry, you begin pulling E. You grab E by the shoulder, arm, and you begin pulling E. Luckily, you are on this swarm, so the floor is slick with all this viscera and blood and just disgusting ichor. So you manage to pull E404 halfway out, but it's hard for you to, where it's helping with the movement of them, you getting your footing is just as difficult. So you manage to get E right to the edge of the swarm.
I wanted to put them onto the disc. Is that possible? My disc that's with me?
Well, remember the disc stays like a certain distance away from you automatically, right? Doesn't it?
He was going to, it stays back 20 feet.
No,
He was going to run in and out.
Yeah, well, no, what I'm saying though is like you wouldn't be able to pick E up. You managed to pull E like to the edge of the edge of the swarm itself. Like Elry, at most you could sit E up. You know what I mean? Just because of your stature.
Okay. As soon then, if he is just pulling E up, and Pruitt, here's where you and I have a conversation. If they are not out of harm's way, Elry is going to throw himself on top of E404 and just put his hands up.
Okay. Elry does that. Hilda,
I have a question.
go for it.
Do potions of healing work on constructs?
We have
yeah.
done this before, and they worked at half capacity on E4.
Okay. How many feet is she away from me, roughly? Could I get there in a move action? Is she nearby?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you could, because you just moved right outside the swarm, so you're well within your 25 feet.
Moving over to her, and I'm pouring a potion of healing down to lubricate those joints. So that'll be 8d8 plus 8, which will be halved.
Yes.
Hey, Pruitt, how far away?
53 points. Sorry, everyone in headphones.
Okay. So, we drop
That's a
that
lot
down
of
to 21.
Well, that'll be 26 when it's
26,
halved.
sorry. Yeah, you're right. 26.
So she recovers 26 points. And then I think I'm going to use my bonus action to stand there and swat at... Ellery, get up! Get up! Get up!
Okay. So the light returns to E's eyes. And E, it is your turn. And as the light does return to your eyes, because of the angle at which you were like you had slumped to the floor, kind of looking at the front windshield where the crew of the Dawn Rose had swung by and they shot, and your particular angle looking up, you start to see the edge of Rantame's head come into view as it looks like it is closing on the Nyogi Death Spider. And very slowly you see its mouth parting. But it is you see it imperceptibly starting to take over the space of the windshield. And without a doubt, it is closing on you. And it's your turn.
So E44 reactivates with is Elby still on top of them?
Yep. Elry is still on top of them.
Elry, are you all right?
Hey! And E404 would see that whether he's playing a joke or not, Elry seems to have been crying. And he won't say anything smart. He won't say anything funny. He'll just hug his friend.
He returns the hug and gets out of the starts getting up.
Okay, and you move up and out of the swarm?
Yep. Taking Elry with me. I move fast with.
Cool. Yep. Good times. So E, you get up and move out, and with Elry and trying to stand up in the swarm, it takes most of your movement just to get up and not fall over while stepping out. So you're about 10 feet outside of it.
Okay.
They're cool.
All right, couple of questions. So what's up with the Umberhold? Is he still in the room, or is he done?
No, he's still in the room. He just tore Cull almost his chest and abdomen apart, and he's standing there drenched in blood, turning his gaze around on the party.
All right,
still
and
blind.
Which this whole time he's been facing away from all of you. So that's why I haven't been, Cull had him literally facing the opposite direction, and he's so big you couldn't see his head. So yeah, he kind of turns back around, and that tattoo that's on his forehead has dimmed as well. This is the first time you kind of see his forehead after Axum Toll had perished, and the light in the pendant faded, and now the light of the tattoo itself, or mark or brand, has faded.
Okay. And do I see? Am I aware of what U404 saw as far as Brontame closing in?
Give me a perception check. Kind of in the den of battle. It's just really because E was waking from unconsciousness. It's literally looking right at it.
All right. Was 8 and 5 is 13?
13. Yeah, I mean, you don't really notice anything in the den of battle and the angle that you're at. Yeah, you don't notice that.
Okay. Well, if I don't notice, dang, I wouldn't do. Okay. I know exactly what I do. I did notice the dimming though, right? How far away from am I from him? The
Umberhold?
Gosh, the Umberhold.
Yeah,
Umberhold.
you're only about a move action away, 30, 40 feet.
No, I'm not getting that close. I'm taking out my longbow and I'm aiming straight for that dimming light in the middle of his forehead. And I'm going to use. Hold on a second. Sorry. Oh man, it's the one where I can get the other one. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're looking at Death Strike?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, that's if you hit. You can add extra damage. Yeah.
All right.
But you're gonna do your Kinsey shot.
Yes. Come on, baby. Give me something good. Come on.
And are you averting your eyes?
It don't matter. I rolled a fucking 1.
Okay. Well, you can roll your next attack. Make sure to roll at disadvantage if you are averting your eyes.
Oh my God. How is that happening? What is going on? Come on, baby. Let's give me something good. 18. All right.
Okay. That was with disadvantage?
Oh no. Shoot. Disadvantage. 17. All right.
17.
So 17.
Just misses as your arrow slinks off its shoulder. And that is the end of your turn. The Umber Hulk turns and looks and begins plodding towards E404, the nearest target, with Elry on your shoulders, and moves up to start swinging and swiping. Hang on. Okay. I just rolled a die.
How many dice are rolling there?
Well, no. I was rolling each attack, and then I was rolling to see which attack hit who, because you're on E404 shoulders. So whether or not they hit you or E404, the two claws almost hit you, Elry, but you managed to duck out of the way. The mandible, though, hits E404. And
okay, let me ask you a question here,
Yes,
Pruitt. This is back towards our little discussion. Elry's on top of E404 was twofold. One, to protect them from harm, and two, if anything got close enough, he was going to cast Shield if he could interpose himself between the attack and E404. So if I'm still in harm's way, could Elry, instead of dodging, could Elry drink those attacks in? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say throw your shield up. What's your AC normally?
I believe it is a 16.
So it would raise it to a 21. I still hit. I rolled a 19.
Okay, well, he does it anyway. I would know that, and he would bring it up anyway. So I'll burn that.
And your shield lights up. What color is it? What does it look like? What does your shield look like when you throw it off?
It is a rainbow shield.
A rainbow shield?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you see all the colors of the rainbow spark and hiss and protest as the mandibles close in and pierce it, and still manage to hit E404. And again, you take 18 and piercing damage, and go ahead and roll me a athletics save as he tries to maintain his grip. On
Nat fucking 20.
I rolled a nat 1. So
Fuck you, Umber Hulk.
it hits you, and he's and clicks his mandibles. And that is the end of that turn. Back to the top. Once again, the Dawn Rose passes by, and you see shots like hit the bridge of the ship. It looks like they're not trying to shoot in the bridge. They're just shooting across the bridge, and some of them hit the glass of the forward windshield. And everybody, give me a perception check. This is more to see if, just reacting, just like looking up and.
11.
Yeah, you're busy in the middle of freaking Umber Hulk trying to grab your You also, I mean,
Also,
Greg
11.
knows. Greg knows, but Ellery does not.
I only did 1 for 12.
okay. Yeah, E404, I mean, like I said, you already know about this. And so, I mean, you look out and you see like the crew of the Dawn Rose, they're like waving their hands as they're slowly going by. And in their wake, the edge of Rontame's mouth gets ever so bigger, ever so closer as it begins parting. And it is swarms, but nobody is in, and the swarm continues to just the one up front, the one y'all just moved, like literally they've been just eating each other, and they're snacking on Cull, and stripping the flesh away, and as he lays there very much dead, and the one in the back of the room it looks like it's now halved itself, as there's nothing for it to eat anymore. It's devoured almost all of the old Nyogi master, and now they are eating each other in some kind of sick postnatal combat rite of passage into a Nyogi hood. And it is now Hilda and Elry.
Elry is going to... You said there are banks of stations. I stabbed one of them, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Elry is going to, with his final first level spell slot, he's going to cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay.
And as he casts that, do any of the stations seem to be navigation? He would like to see if maybe he can find out where Dakul's mom is by tracking the log.
Okay, so you cast that and kind of glance around, and the panel, like you were hiding in the very back panel on the left wall. There's another panel next to it, closer, kind of on. It would be its mirror to the one on the other side of the plinth, that where you helm the station from, or the ship from, right? And you just see like it has a larger kind of flat, kind of deep purple screen. And along the bottom, you see what basically amounts to like star charts, things of that sort. You think that's the navigation station.
Okay, so with my cunning action and my movement, he's going to run up and begin to learn as much as he can.
As you run away, because you did not disengage.
You hit me. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's its reaction on me.
Might be okay, actually. Yeah. I only rolled a 13. You good?
Yes. So
lumbering, bloody swipe of a claw as you hop off E, and you move over there and start studying that.
And as he runs, he's going to scream to everybody, "Get out! Get the fuck out! I'll be along. Get the fuck out!"
I was gonna say two things, Elry. As you move up here, you're at a better angle to look out the windshield, and you clearly see the opening maw of Rontame, and it is just the deepest, darkest black void that you've ever looked into, as its mouth parts, and you almost feel the ship shift a bit, ever so slightly, and as it's getting caught in the gravity well a little bit more, but also just the motion of the mouth, even in space, it is moving what little particulate matter there is. Anyway, but the other thing is you hear the growing cacophony from below deck getting closer, because you're up near the front staircase that leads down into the forward cargo hold where the massive Umberholt came from. And it is getting closer as clawed feet are on metal grating. So, E404.
What about me?
Or I'm sorry, Hilda. My bad. I didn't mean to skip.
Okay. I'm going to use the shove action on the Umber Hulk that I should still be nearby to knock it prone.
Okay.
So, opposed athletics. 24, nat 20.
Okay. In that case, yeah, you manage to shove this thing. it kind of like slumps down on one knee and like catches itself.
I put my hands up like what? What? That's the way we do
but
things.
Yeah, I mean it is shoved prone.
Okay. Now the plan's to get out of here, right, guys? This will slow it down a little. I'm skedaddling. Goodbye.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you shove it prone and start running away. E404, it is your turn.
Even though we're in, hold on for a second. I was just about to say, because even though where everybody's taking their actions and stuff, we can still speak to each other in the middle of all this combat, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're closer than we can still speak to each other.
Totally.
All right. Yeah. So I'm letting y'all know. Hey, I can fly the ship, man. I can fly the ship. Sorry, I have to get in character again. I can fly this motherfucker. I think grab onto something, and I'm going to jam on the gas.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so just yell out. I'm yelling out to everybody. Hold on.
Okay, so that's what DeCool says, but it's E404's turn. So E.
Right.
You can respond.
Okay.
I mean, you're raging. I mean, but you know.
Am I still raging? I got knocked.
Are you? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, I got. I'd say going unconscious didn't.
But DeCool, I will say this: the plinth is in the middle of the swarm. The Neogi hatchling swarm is like, I mean, it because Elry shot it and it exploded right there. So I just want to let you know that you look up there and the plinth has like little hatchlings climbing over it. Yeah.
But never mind.
Yeah.
I am not jumping in there twice.
Yeah, evil nuts. I do not think that is a wise idea. They're cool. Turns, not looking at the goddamn thing. Take the arm cannon. I'm gonna expend the rest of my charges into it.
Okay.
With a 22.
22 to hit.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay. That is 11 plus.
Were you attacking the Umber Hulk
Yeah.
Yes.
with advantage? He's
I mean,
prone. Oh,
I mean, technically range.
He'd be at disadvantage, yeah.
But the thing is E is literally standing over them, and so I've done this before. If you're standing over someone, you get advantage. Also, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just went.
I get that at range. That's why snipers lay on the ground, lower profile. But you know.
Yeah, I just wanted that chance for a critical hit. No.
Yeah, I rolled again, didn't I? But that is 21 points of freaking arm cannon damage to its goddamn fucking face.
Okay, yeah, you just pull down and shoot it like kind of in the side of the head as Hilda had shoved it kind of over on its face a bit, and yeah, I mean you kind of crack one of its mandibles and it kind of clicks and kind of squawks in anger. Is that all you're doing with your action?
That's my action. I look worriedly over at Elry, if worry could be on a static face. Are you sure you don't need help, Elry?
All you would see is
Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! He is going to disengage, and then 40 feet of movement out. Goodbye.
Okay, you can get right outside the door, like 10 feet outside the door.
Right.
So E bolts. Awesome. It is DeCool's turn.
All right. All right, you guys can, okay. Okay, yeah, I see what E404 is doing. If I bolt towards the door, I'll still be in range to turn around and shoot the Umber Hulk, right?
Oh, most def. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
No, even with your increased movement, I mean, the bow you got insane range on that thing. Now, here's the problem. It is prone, so when you move to that range, now you will be attacking at disadvantage.
How's that light on his head looking? How dim is it?
It went out. Just like the crystal that you took.
You know what? Nah, I'd rather shoot with disadvantage. I got 8 hit points. I'm going to the door, turning around. He's about to catch some of this fletching love.
All right.
Disadvantage, right?
At disadvantage.
Got you. One's a 16, the other's a 12, so that's 18 and 24. So
18 is his AC.
18.
18 is his
All right.
AC.
Good. All right. So let me roll this damage. It's a beautiful thing. So first damage. Haha, thank you. 8 and 7 is 15. Plus. No, it's just 15. I already added that in. All right. So 15 for the first attack.
Okay.
Is he still looking like he wants some more?
Starting to get back up, yeah. But you put an arrow,
Yeah.
it slips in between his, like at his armpit where 2 plates meet. It manages to stick in there.
Okay, and a second attack. Oh shit! I forgot to use the thing for the first attack. That's all right. Second attack.
You can say that right
Same
now.
thing. Yeah. I
Kinsey
forgot the name of it.
Kinsey shot?
Kinsey shot. Yes.
Yeah, for the extra D4.
Yes.
And remember that the new ability or the correct ability, the 6th level one. Also, if you have any key points left.
Yes, I do.
Because you can only do that once per turn. But yeah, you can add an extra damage die.
Okay. So that's 1 key. Yeah, extra damage. Okay, bet. All right, so Kinsey shot. Let's first see if we hit. Come on, baby. 15 and 14. So 15 and I'm doing my math again. 15 is 23 and 14 is 22. So 22. All right, bet. Thank you. So
yeah, now you're doing a D8 plus a D6 plus a D4.
Yep.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the Kinsei monk starts to get insanely badass at ranged or in melee.
So the D8 is a 7. The D6 is a 4. It's a 2. And then that's plus 7. So that's 11. 13. It's 20. It's 20 points of damage.
All right.
And since that was the Kinsey shot.
Yep, that's it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, that is it.
All right, the Umber Hulk, angry at these 2 arrows that just like one slipped in there, and then you like Robin Hooded that shit, and you put the other arrow right on top of it, as you just thump, thump, right in his arm, and his arm kind of almost goes limp at his side. He like pushes himself off the ground with the other arm, wheeling on you, and he stomps across the helm's room towards the door. Like his bulk, you're not sure if he can get out the door, and he doesn't really care about doing that, as he just kind of reaches out and takes a swipe at you with 1 claw.
He's gonna start with me or E?
Hey, you. Because you ran like right outside the door and then shot, right?
Yeah.
He's taking a swipe at you, but I don't think I hit. I got a 15, so I know that doesn't.
No.
So he's just, like I said, he's just like reaching out and just like takes a swipe with a vicious claw, but he is kind of blocking the door now. It is back to the top of the initiative. The Dawn Rose. Those of you on the back deck, you see the Dawn Rose come up on the port side of the ship, and the people on deck are like jumping and hooting and hollering and all manner of screaming, "Get out of there! Get the hell out of there! Get out!" And they're like pointing, like, "It's coming! It's coming!" Screaming. And so that's what's happening there. Swarm continues to eat itself. Back to you, Hilda and Elry.
Elry is going to take this round to see if he can figure out the destination.
Okay, you're looking at all of this, and what you see is this is basically like where they kind of navigate, like deep space navigation. Like, oh, we're gonna go here. You kind of flip through and you see a couple of like local area maps, like the most recent, and it looks like they came from directly from Neros 4 a few weeks back. And it seems like when you just kind of look, you check, you start to notice the numbers of days traveled, and Elry doesn't probably pay too much attention because of the boredom of deep space travel, like traveling through the flow. Sorry, I slipped into Warhammer 40K. But in the flow, but they are very similar to the Dawn Rose's times in space. Maybe like a week behind. But what you do notice is you see a certain area on the panel where there's like a lid, and it says basically what would amount to like data core storage. And other than that, it's just like you're just kind of cycling through like maps, of various maps. But even though you kind of speak the language, it's hard to figure out their organization system.
Does it look like the data core storage could be removed?
Yeah, you flip the lid up, and there is a kind of a long crystal rod that is laying and is lit as each end is kind of being it's held in place. But it's about 4 inches, 5 inches long, kind of a red ruby crystal.
Holy Jarrell! Okay. Can I take it? With my mage hand?
Okay. you grab it with your mage hand and you pluck it out, and it the crystal goes dark, goes a dark red, and with that also the screen kind of goes blank.
Okay.
And
so
below you, you hear getting a lot louder. And out the window, it's not going to be long. Like Rontame is almost upon this ship.
But that's the end of my turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
be quiet, we gotta run.
Yeah, with full haste, I'm trying to make my way back to the Dawn Rose.
Okay, Hilda, you were in the Helm's room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so right now, the only exit is the door that the giant Umber Hulk is like currently thrusting his arm through and pretty much taking up, or the stairs that lead down to the front, to the forward cargo bay.
So the Umber Hulk has stood up and taken position in the door, right?
Yeah.
What I should be able to do...
but his back is to you.
I'd say what I should be able to do is move action, come into engagement with the Umber Hulk, use the disengage action and squeeze through the square, and I'm a dwarf, I'm little, and keep moving without provoking an opportunity attack.
Okay, I will allow this. If you want to try to squeeze through that space, because it's this massive thing that's kind of down and it's taking up the majority of the door, right? I will allow you to try either acrobatics or athletics to squeeze through.
Okay.
But it will still get an attack of opportunity because you're literally like pushing against it. I mean, it's like you would be like looking right at it. I mean, it's just there's not a lot of space to get through there.
Okay. So the other way we can handle this is I'm just gonna grapple it. I'm going to move it out of the way and then go and run through. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. So I'm so sorry, Emma, if this kills you, because we gotta remove the plug.
Okay.
Grappling and moving things is good to do. So let's see. And statistically, I'm not gonna roll very well. No, I'm not. Well, its back is to me. Do I get advantage? No.
I'll allow you to have advantage on this call.
Not
Only
even
because you're
better.
playing someone else's character.
Nah, it was a wash. Although no, it's a post check. A 10.
I rolled a 17.
Yeah, I did.
Hilda, you run up and like try to pull this thing back, and it's just like it doesn't budge.
The thing is, if it opportunity attacks me, that could be dead Emma right there. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm there. Good luck, guys. Good luck.
Okay. Elry, Hilda, E404. You kind of hear Hilda run up on the other side and heave and try to pull this thing out of the way, and she's engaged with this beast that is now reaching through, and it looks like he's starting to turn his gaze back towards Hilda. It is your turn. What do you do?
All right. So, who's on which side of this freaking Umber Hulk again?
Huh?
Who's on which side of the Umber Hulk again?
So you and Dakul are on the outer deck where y'all crash down through the glass.
Right.
The Umber Hulk is in the helm's room, reaching through and plugging most of the door up with its bulk, because it's kind of reaching through sideways, like reaching and swiping at Dakul. Hilda is on the other side in the helm's room, was trying to pull the Umber Hulk back in to squeeze through the other side, and did not manage to do that. But seeing as how it couldn't like really reach you and Dakul, it looks like it's now turning its gaze on a target that is within its reach.
Okay.
So E44, it's you and Dakul next.
Yep. Okay. Hard decision. Shut up, Pruitt. Okay. Elry told me to go. And trust Elry. And that Elry will probably have some form of trick to get the fuck out of there.
Someday Elry's tricks will run out.
Someday they will!
I'm not sure if today's the day or not.
Swear to God, Greg. Yeah. E is going to kind of just grab the goal and get the fuck out. So yeah, book it out of there.
Okay. So you're booking it out of there, up the stairs, back up onto the top, and you could, if you wanted, try to. The Dawn Rose is right there, like right next to the Death Spider. So you could make an attempt to. You have enough movement as a barbarian to make it up the stairs and try to leap over. Like they're starting to extend like poles out. I mean, it's just space after all. So.
Yep, cool.
Okay. It is Dakul. It is your turn. As
all right, so E44 dipped and is gone, and the Umber Hulk is turned around now and is facing and looking at Elry and Hilda, right?
Yep.
Okay. I just want to attack. Just once, actually, to get his attention, to get him to turn around again. So can I move a few feet, turn around, and shoot him just to get his attention, and then use the rest of my movement to get to the top of the deck?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I want to get out of the way of his swipe, shoot him, get him to turn around, and hopefully give Elry and Hilda a chance to do whatever they got to do to get out without him gazing at him.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you could just take a few steps back, just fine.
Yeah.
I mean, You could use both of your attacks if you wanted. I mean, when you make the attack action, you get to attack. So, I'm just saying. But you can make one. If you bug out of
That's
there.
all right. 'Cause I'm gonna spend a key point to disengage anyways, and get the hell up out of there. So so I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna attack with my sword then.
Okay, so you're gonna make two. Okay.
If his back is turned, do I still have to roll a disadvantage?
No, that's what I'm saying. He turned his gaze inside, so you could make your attacks normal.
Okay, all right then. Then yeah. So this is the first sword attack. Oh hell yeah! Is that 17 and 8 is 22?
That's a hit.
Yeah, 25. Yeah.
That's a hit.
Okay, beautiful. So the damage on that. Sorry, my 10's right. Haha, that's 14. I'm gonna do the second attack.
First one was 14.
Yep.
Okay. You slice deep into this thing, and blood begins pouring from a wound at its neck plating. And it's begin to like labor and spit and cough blood.
Oh, I'm not done with you yet. The last one was a 13 and 8. That's a 21.
21 hits.
Second hit. It's a beautiful thing. And then I'm gonna do my bonus action. Actually, let me roll that damage real quick. Sorry. Hell yeah, I'm on a roll today. Good job. That's another 14.
14 damage?
Yep. And then the bonus unarmed.
Dakul, what does it look like when you strike this Umber hole?
As he's got his back turned, and after that first one slices open nasty sized wound in his side, Dakul notices that armor plating has been totally weakened, grabs both hands at the hilt, and dives and leans his weight all the way until he can feel something hard crack. More than likely, it's his spine, all the way through his spine and into his dark black heart. Now I'm gonna pull it out and swing the viscerus on the back of his carcass and turn around.
Yes, as you dive down and your blade goes all the way through it, never coming out the other side, the mass of this thing. And it slumps in the doorway, sliding down with and you're standing there. You see Hilda standing just on the other side of this thing, just like
still trying to grab its waist.
Yeah, just like and
your door has been open.
All we did was talk, I swear.
He bought me dinner. Anyway.
Yeah, I still have my movement, so
you take the story bonus and your move.
Yeah. There's nothing else in there that's alive, right? Except for the swirling.
No, like I said, you definitely hear the sounds of like getting a lot closer. And as this thing dies, actually, there's another scream from below deck, and the pace of the footsteps increases in tempo.
I don't know about you, but I am getting out of here. I am spending my key point to use Step of the Wind to double my to dash out. So that should be enough to get me back.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a acrobatics or athletics if you want to like jump onto the deck all cool or whatever.
Oh, I most certainly will. Hold on.
I mean, with that much movement, you can easily get up the stairs and leap onto the Dawn Rose.
Yeah, I rolled a 23 anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. So Dakul gets up and like jumps, and as you jump, Dakul, you kind of like look over your shoulder, and the edge of Rontame's mouth is almost even with the spider, as its mouth is now starting to close. As it closes on the spider, so does its mouth. And the Dawn Rose is like, fucking go! And they're like starting to turn so that the butt of the ship, the aft of it is still, but it's pointed away from the ship. And back to you, Elry and Hilda.
Elry is going to run, and as he passes close by Call, he is going to tip his very fine hat as he runs by a fallen comrade, and he is going to bust ass with a move action, and he is going to dash with his action. And as he gets up by, since we're on the same turn, Hilda and I, the tensor's disc is trailing 20 feet behind him. He is going to scream to Hilda, "Get on the disc!" And as soon as he sees the deck of the Dawn Rose, he is going to Misty Step there as far onto the ship as he can to bring that disc whipping out of that place. Like we did with the explosion with Captain. Okay.
Oh, no, I'm with you, man. Okay.
Okay.
You get out of the helm's room and look. You can see through the glass, and it's right at the edge. The ship itself is right at the edge of your range of Misty Step. So you Misty Step, and go ahead and give me a quick deck save as the ship, just to...
Deck save is 24.
Yeah, you managed to reach out and grab as you pop back into reality and grab the railing of the Dawn Rose. The tensor's floating disc, in the wake of you doing that, begins to rocket. And so, Hilda, go ahead and do your action.
All right. I grab myself by my saggy dwarven drawers and lift myself up onto Tensor's disc, as only Hilda can, and prepare myself in the sacred position.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength saving throw, as the sheer the gap in Elry not being there causes this thing to kind of whip out of the helm's room.
Gotcha. 14.
Okay, you managed to white knuckle hang on to the edge of it. Your fingers are starting to slip, like whip around, and you are now outside of the Willy Death Spider, and like about 20 feet behind, and you like look up and you can see Rontame's mouth coming closed, and you're still kind of over the Death Spider. And as it's coming closed, everyone hears in their head, "Hang on!" And the Dawn Rose rockets forward. So especially Elry and Hilda, since y'all are literally hanging on to things, I'm gonna need give me another strength save. And everyone else on deck, same thing. If you're not braced, gonna need a deck save, since it's more about standing up.
Now I heard strength save.
Yeah.
But what I think you meant to say was dex save, correct?
I was trying something new. You're literally hanging on to stuff. But yeah, I'll give you a dex save.
No, man, I'm rolling strength. I'm just totally joking. This is going to be so
I
bad.
got a 16.
It's not going to matter since I'm the one that's holding us onto the boat.
I thought you had
How
luck.
dare you? How dare you?
Dude. 13 minus 1 is 12.
Titanic.
Wait a minute. I have lucky. That's pretty good though for Elry.
Do you use lucky or not?
Shit. Grant, you make the call, bud. Do you want me to use lucky here? I'm holding this boat.
All right, look Pruitt in his beady little eyes, and just know Pruitt does not shake or sweat. Nothing rattles him. You better use lucky.
Yeah,
and if we die here, well played, right?
All right. He's putting the 13 roll away. I'm gonna put this over here in case something great happens or awful happens, so I can move it down. Come on, Hemingway. That's a 16 minus 1 is a 15. Let me see if I can bring it down. You guys can see that.
The ship rockets forward, and Elry, one hand slips off the rail, but you manage to hang on barely on the other. You feel like your arm is about to be pulled out of its socket as the Dawn Rose rockets forward. Rontame's mouth shutting as the Nyogi Death Spider is crushed and rent asunder. Hilda being pulled right at the last second as the mouth closes, and the Donrose pulls away from Rontame, and all goes quiet as its mouth just closes, and then you see its jaw just kind of shifting left and right, and all is quiet once again on Rontame.
What was the DC? Was it 15? Yes, I'm talking about.
Holy fuck!
Ellery, fucking toss bottle, baby. Oh, I love the character.
I was telling you, Pruitt doesn't shake your sweat. That was kind of him right there. I'm just like Falcor though from the Neverending Story. Atreyu being pulled.
Just kind of like 20 feet behind, like almost like you're tubing.
Hilda, Ellery.
And so, yes, everybody reconvenes on the deck of the Dawn Rose as silence once again falls over Rontame. What do y'all do in the wake of the end of this harrowing battle?
Daku pulls out the rolling papers.
I'm preparing invoices.
Holy shit.
E had probably the one who was helping Ellery up. And then, yeah. Just imagine Ellery's just on the ground.
Mm-hmm. And not long after, Hellion comes running from below deck and finds Daku and starts scratching. And actually, he's like, he gets up to like about your knee. I mean, he's got short little legs, but he's got a pretty hefty body. And he gets up to your knee now. And it's very exciting.
Yes. You have no idea how much I missed you. I did not think I would see you again, little guy. Tussle on me.
Pruitt, as soon as Ellery would get a significant amount of smoke in his lungs, which he does not exhale, he just keeps it in, he would go over to the decking that bears the brass plate. He would take out his knife and he would carve into the brass plate Cull.
Mm-hmm. And as you get done carving in the name into the plate, you turn around and you see Castor coming up from out of the. He always, in any kind of action like this, he always stays in the captain's quarters, and he comes out like looking around, like. There's. Call. Sarah, where's Cole?
He stayed behind to save us. All of us.
Stayed behind. Stayed behind to save you?
Yes. Your friend and our colleague is a hero. We would not make it without him. I'm sorry.
He told me that one day he wouldn't come back. At least y'all made it off. He would be proud of that. And he just walks to the front of the ship and kind of stares out.
He is just going to join him, not say anything.
Ellery will too.
And y'all turn the Dawn Rose banks slowly, and silent tears fall down Castor's face. and that's when it banks above, and you see Rantame City. No longer are any action happening above the city. The remaining dwarven craft. It's the only one of the allies that were there, the FTL, that remains. The other Neogi mine spiders have been either destroyed. One looks like it's limping off, and the dwarven ship is not giving pursuit. It looks like it's been battered. It's barely still functioning. But as you draw closer to Rantame City, you see a scene of devastation. You see 3 of the buildings. It looks like one of the university dorms and the bar with the infamous 7th floor. Both of which appeared to be 2-3-story buildings. Now they are, one looks like a 12-story building that has broken its bonds of interdimensionality of bigger on the inside. Well, now it is its normal size, and it has tumbled and fallen across the grass courtyard. There are people working to help those. Looks like you can see people pulling people out of windows, but there's devastation there. And while this is a victory, it certainly feels like one that is a little empty inside. And that's where we're going to leave off. It's a bit of a downer, but I'm a little stressed out, honestly. that was an epic fight. And so in the aftermath of the battle, we will have to see what's going on in Rantame City next time. Here on Starward Bound. Whoo! That shit was heavy, yo. Anyway. So let's go around to cast and crew, see what everybody thought, see where we can find you, how we can stalk you, whether IRL or online. And we all, as always, go reverse order. Starting with you, Greg. How you doing there, man?
Man, dude, I'm like legitimately cagey right now. Like I'm legitimately I'm really unfocused, and that was something else. That was as promised, a hellacious fight. I thought for sure several times we were going to lose somebody, and as soon as one person went down, if it would have been systemic. And as soon as E404 went down, I thought this is it, because there goes our ability to wrap up. And yeah, I was really worried from the jump of that fight. As soon as that Umber Hulk showed up with those damn environmental field changer pockets of shit that was thrown around.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved every moment. Everybody had an epic fucking moment in this. And I think that it was just perfect that DeCool was able to kill that fucking Umber Hulk, clear our way, and then 23 his acrobatic ass over to the top of the boat and get us out of there. Because in retrospect, I don't think I would have had to have teleported around the Umber Hulk and then pulled Grant. It wasn't going to work. So I'm very glad what you did. I'm rambling. Grimjack 21502 Twitch's Twitters. Tomorrow night on my channel, 8:00, we have Dragonlance meets Ravenloft as we begin our Canon's going to be in it. May Black Roses Bloom. It is Dragonlance set in the world that we know and love from the 80s and 90s. Come join us. And I'm going to go like
pre-post Cataclysm.
Post. This is right in between the War of the Blue Lady and right before that. So it
takes place in a weird time.
I love it.
It's all over the place. Some people are from some time, some people are from another.
Hey, that's Dragonlance though.
It's time fuckery.
Yeah. Oh.
It's my favorite. I'll see you guys next.
Master of the past and present must be around. Anyway, next moving over to Trey. Man.
Brother, man,
I think this was bittersweet for DeCool, you think?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a cool thing, man. Playing a character, because there's things that you know your character will probably do that you would never do ever. But the cool thing about playing this is that in order for it to be fun and realistic, you got to play it to what that person's tendency is going to be. And Dakul made some selfish choices. He wasn't thinking, but luckily he wasn't thinking, and he was unlucky on top of it. I mean, so it's a double down. But luckily, you know, like Elry said, you know, there was a bit of a moment of redemption. But grief will do that. I can't even imagine, you know, losing my mom, and then that person's right there. It's got all that information. You know, how do you sort through that? You know, it's crazy. It was a cool emotional roller coaster, man. Cole being gone, man, was huge, man. That was a huge part of our team. So just thank you for the story. Thank all the viewers for chiming in. You can reach me in the Twitter sphere at Centel at Centel, or on Instagram at Centel. If you're a big fan of storytelling, like this amazing story and battle that's told, please support lightscameradiscover.org. is where we teach filmmaking and the story making process to kids. It's a lot of fun, man. It's great. I'm at a loss for words, man. It was a lot of layers and a lot of depth, man. Well played. Well played, brother.
Thanks, man. Damn fine, and being able to top off that Umbra Hulk at the end, because I was sitting there staring at his hit points like. Sorry if I came across like trying to be like, you sure you don't want to attack him twice? Like, but anyway, I'm glad that you did, and it's amazing how things just work out. Kiana, moving on over to everyone's favorite murder robot. How are your feels?
Holy shit! Y'all made me almost cry twice. Almost. Damn, that was intense. Feels heavy. I don't even know, man. There's just a lot of things going on in my head and brain, but this was so much fun. Also, fuck Neogi and other Hulks. Fuck them. They're super cool, but also fuck them. As I blasted a fucking Neogi, I am very happy about that. That's where you start to question where E44 and I share some aspects of this matter. But yes, this was a ton of fun. I don't know where we're gonna go next, but with this crazy story out in space with this crew, I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Yeah, in the meantime, until next week, you guys can find me over on Twitter at KennaS. It's the best way to figure out what I am doing, because I am all over the internet playing role-playing games literally almost every day of the week. Sunday's the only days I take off at this point. It's a little insane, but it's so much fun. So if I survive midterms, nothing would I do, I will be back here next week as your favorite murder robot with the best crew for Starward Bound.
And last but not least, our producer here, filling in for Emma, who is still a bit under the weather. Get better soon. All the feels and vibes, everybody send them to Emma out there. But doing quite nicely in the substitution role. Grant.
Jeez, yeah, that was hard. No, I really enjoyed it. It's one of those things where it gave me an opportunity to embrace my style of play, and the best way to summarize that is from the 2001 movie A Knight's Tale, where they talk about how Ulrich von Liechtenstein's, his technique, non-existent, style, very rudimentary, but he's fearless. Because most knights will raise their chin at the end and look away. Ulrich doesn't. He keeps his eyes on his target. And that's one of those things where I'm like, hey, if a dwarf has any hit points remaining, they have a fighting chance. And I will go down till the last hit if it means the rest of the party can get out. So I was willing to do whatever it takes. But yeah, started the adventure with less than half hit points and only, I think, 3 spell slots. 1 4th level, 1 3rd level, and 1 2nd level. Jeez. And then I looked at what was prepared. I didn't have my usual bag of tricks. But still, super fun and intense. And kind of like the past 3 weeks on this show have been a lot of intense shenanigans. Some of which I was responsible for. But you can find me online at Wise Papa Grant. I am a producer here on WebDM's Twitch channel, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Wednesdays, we play Invisible Sun. Thursdays, I'm a cast member on The Land Between Two Rivers, where I also play a cleric that has a completely different build than Emma's character. I took the grappler feat. Old habits die hard. But yeah, I'm running 4 Invisible Sun campaigns, one starting on Greg's channel soon. Hit me up on Twitter if you ever want to talk role-playing games, D&D, Cypher System, any of the games. I play them all, and I'd love to chat about it.
Awesome. And so before we get out of here tonight, yes, it will be interesting, Kiana, to go back to your point. Where will the group go from here? They have this data rod from this Neogi navigational unit. See if maybe you can access that. You also have Templeton Ledbetter's last request to Hilda. Possibly information there. Rontame City is in tatters. Have to see what's going on there. I mean, it's who knows? It's anybody's guess at this point. But I am one half of WebDM. I'm Pruitt, of course. Come back on tomorrow night for Invisible Sun, like Grant said, at 7 p.m. Central. And here, same time, same channel on Thursday for Land Between Two Rivers, for crazy Dark Sun inspired hijinks. And so want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Tabletop Loot. Go to Tabletop Loot, WebDM 15, get you 15% off dice, mugs, shirts. Once again, last feels for Cole. He went down like a champion. And if you got those those subscribes, you got an Amazon Prime, you get 1 free a month. Send it our way. If you're not, at least try to follow us or subscribe. Come back, we have a lot of fun over here. We hope you do too. And so as we head on out, as we always say, may the dice ever roll in your favor.